Hi everyone and welcome to another video by Tall Guy Rides. In this video I'm going to talk about my bike Typhoon, which is a KTM 390 Adventure, and all of the accessories that I've put on my bike. So the accessories that I put on my bike can be categorized into four parts. The first one being protection, and right at the front part of the bike, the first accessory, as you can see, is this small little thing, which is the axle, rather the front forks protector. It protects the disc brake element as well as the front forks from damage in case of a fall. I purchased this from a company called as Motofusion, which is based out of Pune. Link to the product will be placed in the description. Moving up, I've also installed headlight grill for my bike. This is from a company called as Motourenn. Sorry, my bad. It was called Automel and it's now called Motourenn. So again, what it does is it protects the glass of the headlight from large stones that may break it. And I'm told that the cost of replacing the glass, the original glass, is about 5,000 bucks. So it's better to put something like this, which costs about 1500 rupees to protect the headlight. This I purchased before a company called as Adventure Conquest came into the market with something called as its own headlight protector, which is a sheet of transparent material that totally covers the entire headlight. And unlike the grill, the sheet will also protect your headlight from small stones that might be going through the grill, right? So you can get that in transparent or in yellow tint. So if you would like your headlight to look yellow, which goes a bit better in terms of throw and through fog, you can get that. Another important accessory to protect your bike is the radiator grill, radiator guard, whatever you want to call it. The stock radiator guard is made out of plastic, and I did not want, or rather did not want to risk the chance of a large stone breaking through that and then damaging the radiator. So I've installed this metal radiator grill from Zana, and it has definitely done a good job so far. I've gone on a lot of off-roading in situations where there's a lot of gravel, so on and so forth, and it has proved its mettle so far, and hopefully will continue to do so. Almost every bike comes with a small stock engine guard or a crash guard, and so does the KTM 390, but I wanted a guard that does a little bit more, and with that in mind I've installed the Zana crash guard with the sliders. I don't know what this material is made out of. I'll put a link for this in the description. Basically, not only does it protect the engine, but also will protect this fairing elements of the bike in case of a fall. There's another product in the market that goes a little bit further and even covers the engine casing, and that's by a company called as Fantasia. You can always have a look at that in case you want a little bit more comprehensive protection that goes a little bit lower, closer to the engine as well. I felt that the crash guard by Fantasia would come in contact with my knee when I'm sitting and riding, and that's why I did not install that particular product on my bike. On the right side of the bike, I have two accessories that protect the bike. The first one being this exhaust slider protector that will deflect damage that otherwise the exhaust would have taken, because as you can see, the foot peg doesn't cover the entirety of the exhaust. So this will take most of the brunt of the fall if the bike tips over or falls on this side, that is the right side of the bike. The secondary purpose is this exhaust slider has is that when my wife sits as a pillion, she can rest her foot on both the foot peg and the roller, and the roller or the slider will stop her foot from coming in contact with this exhaust pipe, which can get hot after a few kilometers. The second accessory is this, which is the master cylinder protector, again from Zana. What this does is that it protects this delicate but very important aspect of the bike, which is the master cylinder. And without the stock bike comes with a small plastic covering which looks a little bit like this, but I did not want to trust it too much, so I have put this metal protector for the master cylinder. The last accessory in the protection category is the axle slider slash spool. Not only will it protect the bike, rather the axle of the bike, from damage in case of fall, but it will also double as a paddock support, which lets you clean the bike and do chain clean, chain lube, all of those things. Moving on from mods that protect the bike or me while riding, I will come to comfort element mods. They're not too many in number, but here is what it is. First one is a larger, more cushioned seat. As you can see, I've added about an inch and a half in terms of cushioning on top of the stock seat. So the seat that is underneath is stock till here, and then this is the extra amount of cushioning. Definitely works. I used to feel or rather get a numb bum, sorry for that pun, even after about 100 to 200 kilometers on the stock seat. But with the added cushion, I did not have any discomfort even after a 400-500 kilometer ride, which I recently did. A little bit further in comfort mods is foam grips. Make a big impact when going for long distance touring. Not only does it reduce the vibrations that come in, although the bike already has very little vibration, but there is some buzzing, and this removes it completely, and it also offers a better grip on the handlebar, at least for me. The next comfort mods that I've put on the bike is really not a mod, I would say it's an essential, especially for taller riders who want to take the bike off-road or saddle on the bike, and it is these handlebar risers. These are from SS Motocorp. Again, the link will be in the description. These are 2-inch risers, and they ship with a extra long clutch cable. The clutch cable is taken from Bajaj Avenger, so it fits perfectly with the bike. It's very light, even compared to the stock clutch cable that comes with the KTM setup, and 100% useful little mod to have. And it's not just for taller riders, it's for anybody who's looking to saddle a little bit more comfortably on this bike. The last but not the least in the comfort mods is this Pro Spec brake lever. As you can see, it has 2 levels. The regular level is to be activated when you are sitting and riding, and when you decide to saddle, you activate the rear brake by tapping on the raised level. Now let's move on to the touring mods. The biggest, most visible mod which is there on my bike, which has now become a rangoli of stickers, is the extended windscreen slash visor. This product is again from Adventure Conquest, a very nifty little product that completely negates wind blast even for me. So I'm 6'4" and I have No issues with wind blast after getting this installed. The stock windscreen that comes with the bike was not doing a good enough job of deflecting wind, and I've installed this and I'm very happy with it so far. There's no rattling sound that comes from it, but I'm a little bit apprehensive about the durability of the product, but it's going strong so far. Moving on, is or rather are aux lights important to have on the KTM 390 Adventure while touring? The answer is 100% yes. The headlights are just not good enough when it comes to riding on dark highways where from the other side there are strong high beams coming in from trucks and cars. You need aux lights, and to install aux lights I've put this aux light mount by Mad Dog, which comes pre-built to fit existing mounting points on the bike. I had aux lights by a generic company called Autofi, but they were not good enough, so I've gotten rid of them. Another very important touring mod that I have on my bike is um, these mirrors. Now, these mirrors have been taken from again Bajaj Avenger. Thankfully, many of the parts are compatible with between these two bike brands, and the mirrors are one such part. The mirrors are much larger than the stock mirrors on the KTM, and even though they do vibe a little at higher speeds, but they provide a much better view of what's behind you, especially on a highway situation where you would like to know if you could move into the right lane to overtake some slow moving truck, or is there a fast approaching car behind you. So these provide a much larger field of view of what's behind you, and they come in black and they look pretty good. So, and the biggest thing, they're super cheap, just 500 bucks for the pair. So definitely a worthwhile addition to the bike. Coming to the front part of the bike in terms of touring mods, is this very useful Bobo jaw mount or J mount, mobile mount and charger, which is mounted onto the GPS mount from Zana, and does a fairly good job of charging my phone. It has a quick charge, and unlike the cheaper phone mounts that you will get, this is able to not only sustain the battery but push the battery all the way up to 100 even while you're riding. So it does a fairly good job. Just below that you can see that I have the TFT protector again from Adventure Conquest. I have the matte black one. The basic purpose of the TFT protector is that it stops the screen from getting scratches, stops water from going inside the screen, and also reduces the impact of dust on the screen. So, and it's a fairly economical product that you'll just have to buy once and forget about it. Just below that again I have this generic crossbar that I bought from Amazon for about 200-300 rupees, and this completely negates all kinds of vibrations even at high speeds. So the bike and the handle especially along with the grip cushions becomes completely vibration free because of this. Very nifty little product and accessory to add on to the bike. Definitely would recommend that. Below that I have a very small little flexible phone mount, but what it does for me is it acts as a cable management system for my saddlebag ties, rather saddlebag hooks. So when I'm not using the saddlebag, I just hook them onto this phone mount, and it prevents the straps from coming too close to my radiator and then burning up. And so far so good, it's working very well. Now let's come to something that I'd call as touring essentials. I have the Zana saddle stay, where I can mount my soft luggage, and just above that I have the tail rack from Motourenn. As you can see, The advantage of this particular tail rack is that I don't have to remove the stock grab rails of the bike. I like the shape and look of the grab rails. They're highly functional. This product doesn't make me remove these, and as you can see, it has a lot of places where you can use your bungee cords, and that's why I have it. And on top of that, of this tail rack, I've installed the Shad 42 top box. I don't have it currently on the bike, but it's a fairly generic shape, and this is the plate that comes along with the top box. Last but not the least, on the bike I have also installed a main stand. The bike doesn't come stock with a main stand. This is from Mad Over Bikes, a nifty little product that they have made. And despite what they say that it doesn't reduce the ground clearance of the bike, it does do so a little bit, especially when I'm leaning in ghat runs. um, this edge scrapes sometimes, so it does reduce the lean angle of the bike as well as the ground clearance of the bike. But what purpose it serves is that as soon as you put it on the main stand, which the bike is on right now, I can, after a long day of touring, if I've covered more than 400-500 kilometers, I can quickly and easily chain clean and chain lube my bike. Basically, general maintenance becomes a whole lot easier. Now coming to some miscellaneous kind of accessories that definitely do add a little bit of advantage. The first one is the rubber gear sock. Increases the size of the lever and protects your shoes when you're riding inside the city or anywhere. I also have the side stand extender by Carbon Racing. Increases the contact patch of the side stand and helps me put the bike, or rather park the bike even on loose surfaces fairly confidently, and prevents it from sinking. Moving on to another miscellaneous accessory is hazard light. Very useful when it comes to touring, but also a useful accessory even in the city. It will let you put on the hazard light so all of your blinkers will turn on, and it greatly increases the visibility of the bike. And that's always a good thing when you're parked on the side of a dark highway. And lastly, in the miscellaneous accessories comes the 47 tooth sprocket. Um, it has definitely been worth it. It adds a lot to the low end grunt of the bike, and the only side effect it has, at least the only side effect it has had for me, is that it has reduced the bike's mileage by a very tiny amount. So earlier the bike would show that it's going traveling 100 kilometers in using 3.2 liters. Now it says that it's consuming 3.3 liters. So marginal difference, definitely worth that small negligible side effect. Definitely helps. Recently, me and my friend who has a stock 390 Adventure traveled to a off-road location, and on an incline which I had no problems on, his bike got stuck and required a lot of pushing and pushing, pulling, and all kinds of tricks to get it up an incline. It was a sharp incline, but it did require a lot of effort for the bike to get up that incline. So that's where we noticed that the 47 tooth sprocket definitely makes a difference to the low end performance of the bike. In this huge list of accessories, I forgot to talk about the tire hugger, which I have taken from the Duke 390. Mounting it is very simple. All of the points where you can just simply bolt it down are exactly the same as the Duke 390. And coming to the last I wouldn't call it as an accessory, but the last miscellaneous mod that I've done to the bike is put this tank pad. It protects the tank from scratches if I'm wearing a belt or if I mount my tank bag on it. Those are all the accessories that I've added on my bike. As I mentioned earlier, I still need to add aux lights, and another accessory that I'd like to put on my bike is some guard, which I've identified from again Fantasia. Those are the two accessories that are missing from the bike, and apart from that the bike is fully loaded. Some would even say that this is the most accessorized or modded bike in Pune. I'm not sure about that, but hey, if somebody has more accessories, you can let me know. And apart from that, thanks for watching this video so far. If you have any questions about the accessories that I've put in, the purpose of the accessories, where you can buy it from, reach out to me using the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Tall Guy Rides. And if you found this video to be useful or informative, like and a subscribe would be super amazing. And as a closing message, I hope that you all are staying safe. The situation in Maharashtra is really bad right now in terms of COVID. In fact, today only I found out that my wife's cousin and her entire family is COVID positive, and we are hoping for their safe and uneventful recovery. And I hope that you too are taking all necessary precautions to stay safe. Always wear a mask if you're going out riding. Maintain distance between your riding buddies. Ensure high level of safety. Carry your sanitizers.